We're going to continue with chapter 17 this week, but before we get into it, I want to talk about next week's exam 3. So exam 3 is going to be next Wednesday, next week, April 15th. Same, using the class time 11 to 1. You're going to have the full 2 hours. You're going to want to make sure you bring a scientific calculator, and there'll be the same useful information, not the same, but another set of useful information with the test that you can see on Blackboard in the exam 3 folder. So take a look in there. I encourage you to use that when you're preparing for the test. The test is going to cover everything we've done since the second test, so chapters 15 through 17. So again, that's going to, equilibrium is not like, we're not doing chapter 13 anymore, but we are still doing, chapter 15 where we were looking at equilibrium of salts, and chapter 17 this week we'll see equilibrium come back. Equilibrium of electrochemistry, right? So that concept, using equilibrium constants, predicting amounts of things at equilibrium, is still going to be there, just in application to chapter 16, or chapter 15, 16, calculating equilibrium constants in chapter 16, relating them to delta G, that kind of stuff is all still going to be there, all in the applications we've seen since exam 2, though. Format of the test is going to be exactly the same as the other tests. Again, you only need to provide an explanation. If I ask for it, you're generally always going to want to show work for anything numerical, and make sure you're including units. Part of kind of, sometimes, especially in exam 2 and 3, again, we have like these kind of complicated calculations, and you get your number at the end. You want to make sure you got a unit, because part of the what I'm testing is like, do you understand what this number that's coming out, the kind of physical or chemical context of these numbers that take a long time to calculate? Like, is it just concentration? Just throw molarity on there, that kind of stuff. Or is it an equilibrium constant that does not have a unit? In terms of studying, in terms of preparation, I would encourage you to try to think back on how it went on the first 2 tests. If there's some sort of study strategy that worked, stick with it. If there's something that didn't work, don't do it again. Or make some modifications, right? Always be making modifications to try to improve. Where are the weak points? I'm always happy to meet to chat about stuff. If you want to talk about the review, or you want to talk about the vocabulary that's in the, I'm blanking on the exam 3 folder, let me know. Always happy to chat about it. Otherwise, I think you have a good sense of what does and doesn't work for you. You've taken a lot of tests now. You've taken multiple chemistry 2 tests. Be honest with yourself about what does and doesn't work. But before we can do the test, we got to do week 12. We got to finish chapter 17. Got plenty of videos, got a fun lab. I'll see you in the videos for this week. Bye-bye.